DJ Mickey TV.
Yes, people. Of course, you're inside hour number 2 of Saturday Shakedown. 26 minutes after the hour of 10. DJ Mickey on the inside. Of course, my first guest, the lady Michelle Sylvester. Top of the morning to you, Michelle.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Happy New Year, Mickey.
Happy New Year.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys follow Michelle Sylvester, you'll always see her posting selfies. Always posting pictures with herself and other people. And, you know, it had no picture of Michelle and DJ Mickey, you know.
Oh, my goodness. Mickey.
I don't know if I need to come down Shine Street with a placard and wait until your shift is over just to get a selfie with you.
Don't worry. We'll organize that.
We're going to organize that. Of course, I juggled some of Michelle's songs, and I'm pretty sure you guys would be familiar with it. But Michelle, you know, you didn't just start singing gospel music just so. I want you to share with me a little bit about your testimony, girl.
Well, all right. Well, let me see how I can sum up everything here. Well, I've been out there doing secular stuff, you know, the songs you all have known that I won Groovy Soca Monarch in 2005 with my Nadia Batson. I was on stages in Trinidad, abroad. I traveled a lot with people like Terry Seals, Nadia Batson, just to name a few. And I also won in 2005 the International Queen of Soca. That's one that people hardly remember, but that took place that same year when I won the Groovy Soca Monarch, first ever Groovy Soca Monarch.
Okay, in 2005.
2005, both of them took place. And
who were some of the people that you went up against?
Wow,
during that year?
I think Deshra was on that stage. Cheyenne. Who else? Denyse Plummer. Just for a few who I can recall, because it was Queen of Soca, of course. Okay. That's the International Queen of Soca you're talking about, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they were on that same stage that was in the stadium. And, well, of course, the 2005 Groovy Soca Monarch. Well, you know, the entire cast, it was all the artists, I think, in Trinidad and Tobago, who had groove. Because Groovy wasn't so... It just came in. It just, like, took over then. I shouldn't say it just came in, but it took over in 2005.
Is it because you were doing Groovy, that's why it took over?
Thank you very much. All of my songs, I enable with the pace and the jump and wave and run.
Well, hopefully sometime soon, you might be able to do a 160 BPM track.
Oh, good. All right. So it was Groovy Soca Monarch at that time.
Yeah.
And coming out of that, you know, I had my encounter, our brand new release, which I know you'll be premiering today. It says everything that took place of me coming into the kingdom. The song speaks for itself, and that is the song with myself and Denyse Plummer.
But I want you to tell us what happened, what was going through your mind.
So I want to
hear it from you.
Transition?
Yes, I want to hear it from you.
All righty. So me having lots of shows, traveling, doing all the regular stuff that, you know, you do out there. One night actually, I was heading home. I left Diego Martin, where I'm originally from, and I was heading east, where I now reside. And I just broke down in the vehicle crying. I shared this on 98 some time ago. Yeah. But of course, we always have new listeners, so I'm happy to share it. That's my testimony, so proud to share it. So heading from the west to the east, Mickey, just broke down crying. I don't know. Don't ask me what I was crying for. Yeah. I just started to feel empty and a kind of how. I couldn't explain it.
Okay.
And you know what, DJ Mickey? I just turned my station to 98.1. And at that time, they were just having worship. They were playing some gospel music. Yeah. And I just started to cry even more and started to pray. And I was like, Lord, what's going on? I don't understand what's going on. No, this is me in the peak of good things happening. At least that's what I'm saying, you know. I'm traveling, I have gigs lined up. You know, it all seems well. Yeah. But God, of course, had something different and better, I would say, for me.
Around what year was that?
That was 11 years ago. 11 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 11 years ago. And I just broke down crying, and I started to listen to the worship music and cry, and I was like feeling empty inside. And I said, you know what, tomorrow, please God, because it was a Saturday, I said, you know what, in the morning, please God, I am going to church. Now, I knew of this church, Freedom House, in Aruka, because of Nadia Baston's mom. She used to invite me all the time. Every time we go by Nadia to hang out and play games and stuff, I would always cling to Helen Baxton, and we would talk. She would share her testimony and story. She'd say, "You must come to church." She always invited me.
Yeah.
But of course, when I'm ready, I will come. Give her that story lots of times to hold. And in going one time just to visit, they had some retreat, and she invited us, me, Nadia, and another friend of mine named Petal. We all went up to the retreat, a 3-day retreat, and came back down from the retreat, and that was that. So me remembering the church, I said, "You know what, I'm going to church tomorrow, please God." DJ Mickey, I got up the morning, I reach home, I swell up, I cry, I sleep, and I cry, I wake up. And something was telling me, "Where you going? Don't bother to go no church." And I said, "You know what? I'm still going."
Yeah.
I say, even if I reach, I'm not sure what time the church service was, but whatever time it is, if I reach and it's still going on, well, I'm there. If not, I'll just come back home. I reached service, it just started, Mickey, and I sat in the back row. I'll never forget that day. I sat in the back row, and Pastor praying, Dr. Joseph Abraham, he was praying, and, and at one time he was like, he told everybody to close their eyes, and he was praying on the mic. But I started to hear him coming closer and closer to me, but my eyes closed.
Yeah.
And I just felt something touch me, which was him, of course, but in my mind, hear me, I wonder if this is God. And I slightly opened my eyes and looked up. It was the pastor, of course.
Yeah.
And he told me, "I would like to pray with you. Is that okay?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Well, come up to the front." He said, "I'm taking off my mic, so, nobody wouldn't really hear what I'm saying." Of course, people were hearing, but it wasn't like on the mic.
Right. Yeah.
He took me in the front and he started to pray. And he said a lot of things, but one thing that I could recall that stayed with me, out of all what he was saying, the only thing that stuck with me was when he said that God doesn't want you to go back. Well, I break down in the people's church. I start to cry more. Cry. Now, he wasn't aware of the encounter, and I can use that word now, today, because I understand what took place. It was on the foreshore all the way to the east.
That took place the day before you go into church, right?
That's right.
Right.
That's right. And this was me second time really going to the church. First time was just by the way, we went to the little retreat, and that was that. And years passed, and I never went. But that day, that morning was the morning after I had my encounter all the way home that night. And when he said, God doesn't want you to go back, and he said so much other things, that stuck with me, and I broke down crying. And I was like, this has to be it. God really calling me. Now I experienced something that I had never experienced before.
Yeah.
And I just made up my mind, you know what, Michelle? You're going to start to go to church and really, change up your lifestyle. And that was the beginning of what is now. And I give God all the praise and all the glory for that. Because now I'm in the kingdom and I'm loving this walk. Yeah. It's an awesome journey. Yes, trials do come. Things do happen that you might say, you might question some stuff. But I know that I am safer and at peace and in a better place than being out there just doing whatever the enemy wants me to do. So that's my testimony in a nutshell.
Now, being in more or less in the heights of your career and then feeling the calling of God upon your life, you made the transition. Was it ever difficult for you remaining as a born-again Christian, or did you at times feel the tug to want to go back to doing what you used to do before?
I will be honest with you because, I can't be lying here to you. There were times in the early where I did feel like this is not really for you, what are you doing here? And I'll tell you why. One of the things was finances.
Right.
It was different. My account started to go a different kind of way. I was like, what is this? No, I had to go and look for a job. And because you remember, I left my jobs before.
Right.
As a young person coming out, working and stuff. You became this household name, and you're traveling, you're making US, you're making all the, you're making money. You can buy things cash.
Yeah.
Coming from that and deciding, okay, this is a new walk, I am going to do it. Not really understanding how God will kind of strip you and how God really wants all of you. And it's not about what he could do for you, So when you start to get that stripping and thing, you start to be uncomfortable. You understand? The reality just kind of hits you. But because my calling wasn't just me, or wasn't any man saying, come.
Yeah.
But it was God, DJ Mickey. That's why I'm here today. And I could stand firm and say, this is where it's at, and this is where I'm gonna stay, because if it was about money, forget that.
Yeah.
I would have go back a long time. I'd have backslide, go back, roll back a long time.
Yeah.
Well, if it comes to the money thing, forget that. But because of the call, because God really called and He picked me up. Now, saying all of that, I'm not saying that I can't go back, because I still have that choice.
Yeah.
But I know and understand, even better now, that people ask me in the early school, what happened? Why done that and this thing, and I'm saying something, you were sick, something happened to you, because people feel when you make a difference, when you turn around your life,
something dramatic happened.
Because something,
illness or something like
happened.
that. Yeah.
I have to thank God that wasn't my story, because there are cases like that, and all glory to God still. But it wasn't my story, and I thank God for it. I just said yes to the call. My friends would even tell me, even when I was out there, they would think I was not a Christian because of how I just was,
Yeah.
People would have felt like I was already a Christian before I already became one, before I became a believer. So it was easy to answer you. It was just an easy transition and for me, an easy transformation.
Yeah.
And I give God praise for that.
Now,
I didn't fight up too much.
Right.
I didn't.
Now I know you would have still maintained most of your contacts and interaction with some of your friends that you've built relationships with before becoming a Christian.
Yes.
Did they notice that change in you without you saying anything?
Well, like I said before, they already thought I was that before, because all the parties and the fests I would go and perform in, when they're done, I ready to go, they actually came out and told me afterwards. They used to hide from me when we came on stage, because they still want to line, they still want to see other performances, and we shall ready to go home. So it really wasn't about the line and the party, and that really wasn't.
You was a home girl.
I love my bed, and you see when that street light come on, I inside. So they used to say, oh gosh, when Michelle come on stage, we hiding. Because I used to take a chair, Mr. Alicia can tell you that up to today.
Yeah.
That's a joke, an inside joke we have. I must find a chair in that fest, and I pull in a corner while all of them dancing up themselves. I ready to go home. So when I seen them, unknown to me, they were actually hiding from me.
Yeah.
I would be in a corner, sit down waiting to go home. I don't do what I have to do on the same time.
No.
So it really wasn't a hard decision for me to make,
Right. Now, without calling any names, you shared the emptiness that you felt.
Yes.
Would some of your friends be experiencing that same thing, and you get, or in fact, would they come to you seeking a better way?
Well, you say without calling names, so I wouldn't call names, because one of the names go to jump out there, but I wouldn't call her name. But I have conversations with some of them, and they get in the call, they get in the talk, but not everybody at that place. Yeah. Not everybody, they want to, but they ain't sure, and that's why I am so happy that this song, Denyse and I released here, Step on the Inside. It really is supposed to encourage others who out there that might be getting the call and they don't know how to make the move.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now,
because I'm sure they get the call. Besides who I talk to, I know that they're getting the call and the pull or the talk, whatever word they want to use.
Yeah.
There are those who...
But it's just some people harden. Some people harden,
Some people harden.
They're going
on fighting.
Yeah. Now, tell me about this link up with you and Denyse to be on this particular track.
Right. Well, Denyse and I, of course, we travel together. I remember being on planes with Denyse and her sister, and we traveling together. We having fun. We laughing. We had the work, stayed at the same hotels and stuff like that. Even graced different stages locally with her. And when I got my call and I came across, Denyse was still out there doing her thing.
Yeah.
And she came in after, and it was like, what? Denyse Plummer is in, because mind you, I didn't touch on that. The church that I went to, they on a Carnival Monday and Tuesday, not to sell it out, but I'm sure lots of churches do this. They pray for our musicians, our mask makers. They pray for the nation.
Yeah.
During that time.
Yeah.
And whether they like it or not, we pray for y'all. And I was on that list. You understand?
Okay.
So me coming in and also going to pray on Monday and Tuesday, Denyse Plummer name was on that list.
Wow.
You understand? So it's like, look at God, look at God.
So prayer works, girl. That's what you're saying. Prayer works.
Yeah, of course it does.
Nice.
We mightn't get the results we want right away, but it's still working. God's still doing what you have to do.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I know is an answer to it because God knows us. God knows us. So even if you ain't get the actual thing that you're praying for, it's because God telling you, you ain't ready for that yet,
Right.
or have something better.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You're talking about ladies looking for husbands and men looking for wives as well or something?
That too.
Okay.
With my single self.
Oh, Lord.
Let me don't go there now.
All right.
But Denyse and I come in, we had some events at our church, and of course different ministries had different events, and Denyse and I would always bounce up and we'll talk, hey, look at God, look at us now,
Yeah.
And we would always say, we had to do something together, And that was just that. We just spoke about it and nothing happened. But God have timing with everything. Yeah. Timing with God is important. So sometimes it's not always good to rush to do things. Wait on God. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to really wait on him and don't just be anxious and you want to do certain things. Put it before him and just wait. And
now, Michelle, sorry to cut you, but you shared with your single self and then you're speaking about God's timing. And lo and behold, a friend of mine's from, I believe it's Barbados he's from, he messaged me and say, but he looking for a wife.
Don't make jokes.
Jude Clark, all right. According to the will of the Lord. All right, Jude? All right, Jude?
Just as a side thing here, I'm moving on from this. But you have a beard, I'm moving on. Right.
Is beard you like? So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first. Michelle likes men with beard. All right. Yeah.
Mickey, don't lose my cheddar. So Denyse and I spoke about doing something together. It didn't happen. We never really pursued it. We didn't pressure it. We didn't, But up came a day where I had a virtual concert in the COVID, of course, time.
Yeah.
With a guy by the name of Jamak. Jamak said, Mish, we want you on this praise, Back to the Heart of Worship virtual concert. And when I was at the venue, I met up with Bijon Pierre and others, of course. But Bijon Pierre and I was outside chatting. He was talking about how his wife plays netball, because he said he playing netball. His wife was there, I met her, and we had a whole little netball conversation, thing, and we exchanged numbers.
Yeah.
And in the exchanging of numbers, 2 days after the event, he called me. He said, Michelle, I never got your story, I never got your testimony, you care to share anything? And I gave him it over the phone. I was like, there's the same thing I told you earlier. I shared it with him. He was like, wow. He said, well, I have this rhythm here, and I want to write something for you on it. I said, go through, no problem.
Hold on, is this Bijon that we're still speaking about?
Bijon Pierre, that Bijon.
Okay.
Yes. And I said, well, go through, no problem. He said, but I want you to sing this song with Denyse Plummer, because he also knew of Denyse, of course, being out there and coming in.
Yeah.
I said, no problem. I said, well, let me hear what it is. He's 2 days again. Bijon sent voice note for me and thing. I listened to the song. I said, but what is this? This child, this young man, took my testimony, wrote my verse, and of course, me being a crier, when I heard this song, I was like, what?
Wow.
I have to do this.
Yeah.
This is me. This is my story in song. So he was like, I want you to make the link for me with Auntie Denyse and thing. I said, no problem. So me now, I picked up the phone. I said, Denyse, there's this young man by the name of Bijon. He wrote something. He wants to know if he'll sing it with me and did it. Now, we artists, we have this way. Lots of people will bring songs. Sorry to say it out here loud, but when people bring songs, sometimes to tell them, you ain't really feeling it. You doesn't want to hurt people's feelings.
Right.
So Denyse was like...
So that is why you never bother with my song and you never respond and anything.
Right. So Denyse... You like to, yeah? Oh, God. So Denyse said, what is the song? He said, I know, thing. I said, Denyse, listen to my verse. When I sent that song to Denyse, my verse actually, because that's all he had.
Yeah.
When I sent my verse to her, Denyse said, give him a number. So he called Denyse and they spoke and of course shared her testimony with him. Bijan Pair came up with Safe on the Inside. Denyse and I said, yes,
wow,
this is it, Michelle. It was timely. It was well written. It's our testimony. And we say we have to do a video with this. We can't just do this song, you know.
Definitely.
It's on a rhythm, by the way, called the Blossom Riddim.
Yeah.
But we say we go in and do a video for this song. Because people not only have to hear our testimony, we wanted and we did incorporate Tambu and Luther.
Yeah. King Luther.
These two gentlemen were also out there long before myself being in the soca and doing my thing on the secular stages. And they came into the kingdom. And I say, you know what? These men, they're doing their thing. I know that Mr. Tambu is a minister, is a pastor.
Pastor Christopher Tambu Herbert.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
He is. And I don't think people recognize that this is the same Christopher Tambu who had road march and all kind of titles under his belt from out there.
And you know, funny enough, I think Pastor aka Christopher Tambu Herbert, found the fountain of youth. This man looking the same way.
You telling me?
He looking the same way.
You telling me? Even better. He looking even better.
You understand? It's the grace and glory of the Lord.
That's right, DJ Mickey. I am not looking. Well, big me up to now.
You're looking the same way, Michelle. You're looking the same way. And true talk, this is no mama guy. You're looking the same way. All right, so Bijan wrote the song, right?
Yes.
How did you link up now with Action One Studios? Did Bijan have any part to play in the creation of the music behind it, or did the song fit that rhythm?
Well, Bijan had the rhythm, and he wrote on the rhythm. He had the rhythm before, and he actually said he had that rhythm. I think for a year now, if I'm correct. But he had it a while. He told me that he had it a while now. And he wasn't really, getting anything on it. So it actually, when he wrote it, it was like this song was written for that rhythm. Yeah. And he got it for that.
Okay.
And he had the link up with Action One Studios. He was there present in studio with the when we were voicing it and everything. He was very present and involved in, how we sing it and everything.
Yeah.
And today is like, this is it. This is the song.
All right, nice. Trinidad and Tobago, I'm chatting with the lady Michelle Sylvester. Of course, she teamed up with Denyse Plummer to do a song titled Safe on the Inside on the Blossom Riddim. Now, Michelle, I'm not going to drop the song now. I'm going to chat with Denyse first, and then we're going to play the song. Of course, you guys did a video. It's on YouTube as well. Michelle, before we wrap up, any shout-outs you want to give? Any thank yous you want to send out?
Well, of course, I want to say thank you so much to Bijan and to the whole Action One studio for making this happen. And Denyse, even Tambu and Luther for, making the way down to the video shoot. They are busy men and they said yes to this. When they came, they were like in full support and they loved the song. They were happy to be on it. Guys, God bless you all. DJ Mickey, thanks so much for the call. I want to say good morning to Donna, because I'm at my sister's food business, my sister and her mother-in-law food business. Donna and Afisha, Miss Pinky is there.
All you sell doubles down there? All you sell doubles down there?
We don't have doubles today, but you can get doubles. If you call and order doubles, we will get doubles for you.
That is what I like to hear, man.
Like, doubles. Oh, God. Thank you so much for everyone who is loving the video and who is sharing it. I mean, Miss Donna Cox, and I was so blessed by to get a phone call from Miss Donna Cox, calling me, Minister Donna Cox, calling me to say how much she loved this song, and she shared it on her Facebook page, and I keep getting lots of calls. So I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who is just feeling this song right now on behalf of Denyse and myself. And go on YouTube, like the video, and share it. Let's spread the word. Let's get it out there. Yeah. And that's it. Thank you so much to Trinidad and Tobago and the world by extension, Barbados even.
Yeah, Barbados. Jude Clark, you hear that? You get a special shout out, boy. Now, Michelle, one quick thing before we go. You've been in the secular industry. You've surrendered your heart to God. Yes. You're doing full 100 gospel music, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever had an opportunity to go on stages or be at events that's not necessarily geared towards church or towards Christian and a Christian environment and share your music with them?
Off the top of my head right now, I can't recall any particular event, but I will tell you this. Anybody call me, I am going to spread that word, So it could be what stage. I am going to be bringing, Michelle Sylvester, will be bringing the word of God on all your stage. Could be what stage.
Nice.
You understand? I can't recall any event right now off the top of my head, which I'm sure I did. But anywhere all you want me, that word is going to be getting out there. Sorry.
How can people get... No, Jude Clark is listening, eh? How can people get on to you if they want to book you for an event?
Jude, I'm not going to give you my number, but you can check me out on all of the social media platforms.
Yeah.
On Instagram is michelle.sylvester. You can send a request there for me. On Facebook is Michelle Sylvester. I'm not on the TikTok. I'm on TikTok by how to say it? Yeah, through Nicolette. I'm on TikTok. But it's too much. I just can't keep up.
I noticed you never shouted out Nicolette, but you're always in videos with Nicolette.
Nicolette, good morning, good morning. And when I'm done here, I have to go and meet her, Oh, God, Nicolette, I'm busy too. I love you, Nicolette.
All right.
So all of the social media platforms, you can get me. And of course, I don't know if I could say it, Mickey, but you know the station I work at. You all can also hit me up there on 107.1.
On 98.1, yeah, because you listen to us first. And we're going to carve out a shift. We're going to carve out a shift for you. You are going to get a shift Monday to Friday, Michelle. Right here. Right here. That is not a problem, Come across. At least I know when you're across here, it's easier for me to access you to get a selfie.
I know, You will, don't worry. Don't worry. But you can check me out on any platform, not any, on the Facebook and on the Instagram and on my shift 8 to 10, Monday to Friday.
Lord Father.
Okay?
All right, so it's Michelle, Michelle.Sylvester. Somebody is asking.
S-Y-L.
And of course, the video is safe on the inside on YouTube, all right?
Safe on the inside, yes. So you can check out my stuff as well on YouTube.
Thank you for sharing with us, Michelle. I'm going to link up with Denyse Plummer in a bit, all right?
I'm going to be locked on. Thank you so much, Jesus, Mickey. Love you, love you, love you. Big up. Love you. COVID, they go, Martin. Big up yourself.
I hope for your sake you ain't forget anybody,
Well, what good do, boy? Okay, I ain't getting younger,
But you're not aging. When we look at you, you're not aging.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with makeup.
Thank you so much. I don't wear makeup.
You see? It's all natural.
Yeah, right.
Blessings to you, Michelle.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
Blessings. That was the lady Michelle Sylvester. Of course, she linked up with Denyse Plummer to drop a song on the Blossom Riddim. I'm gonna be playing that in a bit, but before we do that, I'm gonna link up with minister, psalmist Denyse Plummer. Keep it locked on.